Hey guys, I'm Nathan from Arms and Armor, and I was making this sword today, and it made me think about our design aesthetic, right? What we do at Arms and Armor and why I think it's so special. And part of this was that the pieces that we make are replicas of existing swords, and we try to make them look and feel like the originals did. Now this is super challenging because originals are really asymmetrical, right? I was making this grip to put on this sword, and here's the pommel that I'm using for our Serenissimo sword. This is a replica of an existing piece, and it's wildly asymmetrical, right? And we like it like that because that's how the original is. Now we could machine a piece or design it on a computer that would look something like this, but it's perfectly symmetrical with sharp lines and stuff. That's not what we do. That's not what we like to do, right? We like to make it like the original one was, including the asymmetries and the kinds of challenges that they had. So when I'm doing that, I'm trying to get this handle to fit. So this is a piece of ash that I've first drilled and then I used a scraper tool to shape the inside of, and then I've heated the tang, that's why this is all dark here, and burned the grip onto the sword so that it fits perfectly. Once I had that on there though, you can see that the lines from here to here aren't perfectly straight, right? Which means that I have to sculpt the grip to provide a kind of visual continuity between the different pieces that are hand-built, right? Now, this is what gives our swords their particular feel, right? We're not machinists, and there's nothing wrong with machinists making swords. It produces a different feel to those swords, right? So this is a hand-built hilt. It has all kinds of complexities to it. They have to take into account as we're hand-building every single one. So here's an example of that. I'm going to put on these white gloves because I've got the original Schloss Erbach longsword here, which is a German longsword that was collected by Ewart Oakeshott. It belongs to our sister organization, the Oakeshott Institute. I just want to show you the asymmetries on original swords. So this is an original early 16th century German longsword. Right, so if we look at the pommel here, it is every lobe of the pommel is a different thickness, and it twists at a different rate because it's handmade, right? And that was part of the aesthetic of what makes these things so awesome. Same with the cross, right? The twists in the cross are asymmetrical because they were hand forged and made. Now, on ours, right, this is our Oakeshott, our Schloss Erbach sword, one that's in progress that we're building. For these, we took a latex mold from the original. So we've reproduced this pommel here from the original piece. So it's exactly the same. It's not perfectly round. In fact, we've made it a tiny bit rounder than the original, but it replicates it really, really closely. So when we're making this, right, we can't just print a handle or something to go on it. The handle has to be hand sculpted and shaped to fit the piece, just like the original handle would have been. Right, so we use some lines on here to help us think about it. This has some riser string that's on there. The cross, we have to hand fit it, right, and hand do it. And that gives our swords, I think, a really special feel and appearance. because they're really close to the medieval originals, and that's really what we value. Thanks.